It's our favorite time again, Math with Miss Sheehan. Here we go. Grab your Learn book. We are going to be doing some math together today. One thing you will need today that's different is you will need a scissors. Okay, we're going to do a little bit of cutting, so if you need to, you can press the pause button and go and grab your scissors, and I'll just wait until you unpause me. We are going to be on page 79 today, so you can head there. And as you do, I gave you a little note at the bottom. We are going to be using a little template to cut things out. So you're going to, a couple pages later on page 83, you'll see a page just like this. And we're going to use this with our scissors to cut things out, okay? So if you want to just rip that out, maybe mom or dad could help you rip it out if you're not sure about that. So we're going to want to use that, and then it's going to give us directions on what we're going to do. So remember, if it's ever too much, if you need to cut things out, just pause me for a second, okay? All right, number 1. I'm on page 79 in my Learn book, and it already gives me some directions. It says, cut out each row of rectangle A. So if you remember, rows are this way, and I'm looking here, rectangle A, that's going to be the top one. So I'm going to cut that out really quick. You can pause and cut yours out. Okay, I have my rectangle right here. It says, letter A says, rectangle A has blank rows. So if I look at it, how many rows across do I see? 1, 2, right? So I would put 2 for my answer in letter A. Okay? Oh, it said to cut out the rows, sorry. Let's cut out the rows. Then it's super easy to see, right? 2 rows. Great. Now it says each row has blank squares. Okay, well let me take one of these. How many squares do you see? 4, right? So my answer would be 4 there. And then it says 2 rows of blank equals blank. So we're going to say 2 rows of 4, that equals 4, 8. Rectangle A has 8 squares. Very nice. Okay, my second directions on number 2 says to cut out each column of rectangle B. So let's see if I'll actually follow these directions this time. I'm going to cut out rectangle B. You can cut out your own rectangle. If it takes you a minute more than me, just press the pause button. I have my rectangle cut out, and now I'm going to be cutting out the columns. So remember, that's up and down. Okay, so up and down. All right, so I've cut out my columns here. I'll show you them on a piece of paper in just a second. But if I cut those out, you should see how many columns did I cut out? I cut out 4, right? We have 1, 2, 3, 4. Okay, so in letter A, it says rectangle B has blank columns, and we're going to say 4. Okay, each column has blank squares. So if you look at one column, how many squares does it have? 2, right? Grab that escaping column. Classic. And then it says blank columns of 2 equals blank. So I have 4 columns, and in each column I have 2. So I'm going to say 4 columns of 2 equals, let's see what it equals. 2, 4, 6, 8. You got it. Nice work. Okay, I'm going to put that down. And then we're going to flip the page to turn to page 80. Okay, now it says cut out each square from both rectangles A and B. So take all of your squares, the columns, the rows, and just start cutting them. This could take you a minute, could take me a minute. That's okay. We've got nothing but time. How's the weather for you guys today? Hasn't started raining here. I'm recording this a little early, so you won't get this till probably next week. Also, if you're wondering, don't worry, I'm not wearing the same clothes each day. I'm just recording these all in one day. Okay, so I have all of my squares, and you can kind of decide how you want to make them into an array. I'm probably going to try to do 2 rows, and then in each row I'm going to see how many I have. So I'm going to set mine up now. If you don't want to do 2 rows, you don't have to. It's kind of nice to have them cut out so you can kind of manipulate them a little, isn't it? Okay, this is a lot of squares. You getting yours all set up? Okay, so this is what mine looks like. As you can see, I have 2 rows. I'm going to try not to breathe on them so that they don't fall. In each row, I have 8 squares. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. How many do you have in yours? So I did letter A. It said to construct a new rectangle using all 16 squares. Cha-chuck, done. And then in letter B, it says my rectangle has, well, mine has 2 rows and 2 rows of 8. So you can write what yours has. And then it says my rectangle also has blank columns of blank. So if I look back at my columns, you'll see I have 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8 columns. And in each column, I have 2. So I'm going to say 8 columns of 2. Great job. For letter D, you can write your repeated addition sentence down below. Mine's going to be adding a lot of 2's. It's going to say 2 plus 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 2. And that's going to equal 16. Okay? For number 4, it says construct a new array using 24 squares. So I need to find, where did I put that other one? Need to find where I put my other rectangle C. You can cut that out now. And maybe later today, you can just make random arrays with this, you know? Practice making some multiplication problems. Okie doke. So, for 24 squares, that's a lot, isn't it? On mine, the answer key I gave you, I did 2 rows, but for this, I'm actually going to do 3 rows, just because it's a little bit easier for me to show you on this piece of paper. So you can do it any way you'd like, just so they're equal. So here is mine, and you can see that I have made 3 rows and there's 8 in each row. And so in order to do my thing, I would say my rectangle has 3 rows of 8. And then I could also say that it has some columns. So if I do my columns, I say 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. And I could say it has 8 columns, and in each column there's 3. So I'd say my rectangle also has 8 columns of 3. And then you can choose what kind of repeated addition sentence you want to go with it. You could either add 8 3 times, or you could add 3 8 times. You guys, that was a tricky one. Awesome job. You can skip page 81 for now. You can do it, of course. It's just our exit ticket. And then I'm going to read our problem solver to you. It's on page 85. It's talking about muffins, making me hungry yet again today. I do have a muffin mix. I actually might make some muffins today. It sounds really good. So it says, Rick is filling his muffin pan with batter. He fills 2 columns, remember, up and down, of 4. 1 column of 4 is empty. So you're going to be doing 2 things. First, draw to show the muffins and the empty column. Number 2, write a repeated addition equation to show how many muffins Rick makes. Okay, so you can try that on your own. You can always look back. I have all of the answers to these in picture form on Schoology. So if you're like, wait, what was the answer? Go and look. And then you can do Freckle, Zern, or Extra Math. And we'll meet you again here tomorrow, same time, for more Math with Miss Sheehan. See ya!